is packaged at Thermopack, one of our repackaging sites. This is a 5x10. This is a unit dose item.
The mask is
Blister
my
packaging,
true face,
so 5x10.
my covenant with
And you
my
get
goddess.
12 of
The
these
obligation
5x10
I
cards in a
chose.
case.
And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Sapodal has been whispering in your ear, guiding you, influencing
Cheat
you.
code has
You owe
literally a
Sapodal
sticky note
nothing,
on my
and yet
desk
they
that shows
demand
me
everything.
who is buyer 370
That is
versus
not devotion.
310, etc.
It's cruel.
What an amateur. She accuses
That might be
Sapodal
something
of what she
someone
intends
could
to
see.
inflict on you.
Please
Don't
do.
fall
Yes,
for
please
it.
do.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options.
There we go. Carol's the rescue. Thank you.
Perhaps not. But one of these solutions will remember the village and the statue it couldn't repair. Remember the lesson I tried to teach you.
Also very
None
good.
of our
Thank you,
lives
Carol.
matters. Not when they might cost us the future. Now choose, envoy. Destroy the ruins and the dream thralls, but allow the plague to keep spreading. Or sever the Adra and end the plague in Shatterscot with an unknowable number of casualties.
She toys with you with innocent lives, while I offer only the truth.
And there, like I said at the beginning, there are
Good
quite a
people
few
die either
screens
way,
in behind
but
this
severing the
screen.
Adra shortens their suffering.
Like Carol
I
just
hope.
showed us with the
Breaking the
inquiry.
Adra is a bold choice.
I do think
But
we
it's
can
such a
dive
terrible
deeper into
cost.
some of these
If only we
other
had time to
screens
do
in
it with some
future
finesse.
sessions, because there's really some
But
good
again,
stuff
it's
back
not as
there.
if I trust Ludwig. The dead have no right to choose for the living. I'm at a loss. Whatever you do, make sure you believe in it, because there's no going back.
Yeah, that's good to know. Go ahead, Kate.
What a relief.
I don't like our options, but maybe...
So be it. Sapodal's hold on you is stronger than I.
Prune, strengthen the living leaves. We twine.
Attune your soul to Sapodal to assist my focus on the Adra. You're the only one. And Yatsley, come.
Some of the other things that are super up on the
Marines
screen
of
is
Clathan, aid Marslante.
I don't know who has played Stanchill Bingo with Lynn and team anytime recently, but back in the day, Lynn used to quiz us pretty heavily on what these different status codes meant. A is active, but there are a variety of additional status codes that would probably also be helpful to put out within everybody's reach, just so that they understand when something comes up and it says status code D, what does that mean? It's discontinued. I, it's totally inactivated. But there are a variety of different things. So I'm going to take a note of that. Remember, we're going to keep these notes with status codes as well.
Godlike.
Why are we referring to that maniac?
I don't actually use these 3 fields. But they are helpful, especially for the refrigerated yes or no. So whether or not it's a hazardous material or extra heavy or whatever, that's noted here as well.
I am delighted to have been right about you.
And then beneath
I was
this
hoping you'd have the cold
double dash
logic
line,
of
we have a
We've
bunch
dealt
of
with the
inventory
Dream Scourge,
information.
but you'll still have some cleaning up to
For
do.
example,
Now
do
that
you
I
have
know
any
this was
stock?
all because of a new god flailing in their cage,
Right-
the Living
right
Lands
here
is
in
no
the
longer of
available.
interest to me.
7,980 units on hand. Do we have any on order? Yes, we do. 37,200 on order. Have we sold any this month?
I'm sure she will
This
try.
particular
But
month,
that
so
is for you to
MTV
wrestle with.
month to
I'm
date,
done here.
We've sold over
However,
5,700 units.
I have...
And then right here,
You
this
have
is
shown a
page
great
two.
deal
This
of
will tell you
talent,
a 3-month
Yahtzee.
average
Few can
net
harness
sale.
so much essence with
Just
ease.
doing the math
I
for
could
us.
use
So
your
that's 3
assistance.
months.
And
Our
the
average
companionship.
units sold were
It's
close to
really dreary
8,200.
being alone. Should you wish to
Last time
return
we
with me,
received
I would
stock
happily
was
take
March
you on as my
19th.
apprentice. The rest of the circle
And
do
let's
not
see what
often
else I can show you
visit,
guys.
which is good because they're tiresome.
Forecast information is
You,
down here on the
however,
bottom right.
are a power
So
worth shaping,
weekly,
and rather delightful
deseasonalized
to boot.
forecast,
Well, obviously,
weekly
I'm...
seasonalized forecast.
Wait.
Well, you'll
Really?
see in this example they're the same.
You
Because
want me
this
to...
is not a seasonal item.
Wow. That
But
would
if
be
I could pull up some sort of
amazing.
a cold allergy item, for
But,
example,
I have
those
to think
are
about it.
seasonal.
At the
So
very least, the
you
envoy
should
would be lost
see,
without me.
if we are in
And so would my
season for that
lover.
item, a difference between
Though the idea of
the
finally devoting more
deseasonalized
time
or
to
the
magic
seasonalized
is
forecast.
tempting.
But if you're just trying to figure out, well, what's the weekly forecast on this item, you can take a look at this screen and it'll show you.
Yes, my
Okay, so
work
this
will
one
still
is
be
close
there
to
even when
18
this world is in
per
ruins.
week. This is a good
Which,
tell.
hopefully, won't happen. Whatever you decide, it will be
Right,
some
from
months
there-
before I depart. You know where to find me.
This year, so
Be clever,
TY standing
godlike.
for this year,
Don't think too
these
much
have
with
been
your
our
heart.
sales. March. And looking back another month to February, looking back January, okay? So you can see it's all taking a stack line. So this top line plus this top line, those are our last 12 months worth of sales units. And it also shows what our prior month of sales units had been. In March of 2024, we sold less of this item than we did March of 25. So again, Vax will do the math for us and shows us that we have sold close to 50% more of this item this year. So that's great. Now, you may see some fluctuations and a little down over the months, but again, no item is perfectly steady, so usually we're able to take a look at those details and figure out what's been going on. So guys, honestly for today, without causing too much overwhelm with too much information, that's what I had planned to discuss, but if there are any specific things that anybody wants to know how to get to, please raise your hand, speak up, ask away.
I'm going to ask Reed about a
So,
I went looking at the book.
no, Lynn, go ahead.
No, so you had noted sometime.
Gods, it's good to see a living
Sometimes,
face.
as we all know, it's related to stock availability. So what this tells you, shows you the units that we sold by month this year over last year. But then if you go down below, this will show whether we were in stock or not by month this year versus last year. So we've consistently been in stock on this item. Therefore, whatever fluctuations in sales is not related to inventory. So this is a good kind of overview.
Great.
And then,
Oh, shoot.
one other thing I wanted to point out on this, can you go to W warehouse items? No, sorry. Where is it where we can see stock by day?
IQ. Okay, so hold on, let me slow down for you guys. So what Lynn wants to show next is this inquiry. Okay, so your cursor is already forced into this spot right here. So just type I, enter. And then again, this screen is showing a whole bunch of options. So for right now, we're gonna look at Q for quantity, Q, enter. And then it asks, well, what are you trying to do here? What warehouse are you trying to look at for this item? It's 77. Or the only warehouse we have this to look at is in 77. So just 77, enter. And then last but not least, it says, well, what's the time frame you're trying to look? So for now, we'll choose 04,
you're back.
25, enter for this month. Finally, what it shows here is...
Wait, was it an elf and they're...
No comments. Whoever we did or didn't see.
Oh, they're very... Thanks for letting me know. What did you even get from them?
421 and 422, because our inventory dropped from 8580 to 7980.
In case they don't teach you this in your hometown, you shouldn't ingest weird substance. You have to just... I wish this was the dumbest...
A few days here or there.
Because they are.
Barrett's balls. Is everyone...
Didn't you know? The twins are my brothers. Though I guess I can see the confusion. I'll have to have a talk with them, especially...
Takes us to March. You can keep going.
Do you get the job back home of telling folks their loved ones are dead? I suppose it was only a matter of time before... Well, seems like I have to thank you for letting me know. I should check in on Daiko, too. I hope he's not... Here, we hand these out to the kids from time to time. Makes them feel good about helping. I'll take the drugs from here.
25. And it'll take the drink for that month. And do the previous and next. Yep, so...
Oh. Really? One less thing for me to worry about. Well...
What Carol was saying, that you can just do that.
You did
first,
what?
Screen where we enter the dates. Uh-oh, Lynn, can you take over?
What? How could this date? How did my brother?
Enter the period to search.
Oh, well, I shall miss him greatly, but if he was... What was he doing when he...
Take over. Amen just come in to take his help.
Of course.
Wow, I didn't know he had it in him. I feel like Aiko would have... Wait, you didn't try some... Well, if you're going to take the merchandise, the least you can do... Well, really?
Yep. My screen.
Envoy, that's a rather limp lie.
Amazing. This started out bad with my dead brother, but it's ended well. And here, a gift. Strange to see so few folks around now. I'll have to raise prices to account for the loss.
Every tax user has a default warehouse set up for them. And so since you're all major rugby, it should default to 7740. So when fax says CR dash something, you know what CR stands for? Carriage return, like on a typewriter. Adding a CR key. I'm telling you that anytime you say CR something, press enter, that's what you're going to
I've
get.
got the freshest
So
fish,
when
Garrett.
Presses enter, she got 77. She presses enter, she got 0420. Because that CR thing said, this is what I think you want. If you press enter, this is what you get. You don't have to type everything in fax. If it's got the CR something and that's the answer you want, just press enter and it'll fill it in for you. Okay?
That's hysterical, Carol. I mean, I didn't know what stood for here, and I feel like I need to answer.
I can't stand how quiet
It
it's...
speaks to how old the system really is.
Right?
Yeah.
Even on
Yeah.
the yes, that's what that is. And so always look at the bottom of the screen and see what your default is, if there is a default. Now here, there's too many choices. That doesn't know what you want, so you got to pick something. And we highlighted the beginning. We highlighted the letters that you type in to go with, the selection, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys two ways. One is R for receipts.
3 dozen dead of no apparent causes. They just fell over. Like they're... What did you do, Envoy?
March 19th, the PO number, the quantity, March 12th, PO number, quantity, and then
Sacrifices?
January, PO,
It's
quantity.
dozens are dead, Envoy.
The inventory team, sometimes uses this. I know I use it as well when I'm in the
proving it.
The costs were too great. I hope your fucking decisions haunt you forever.
Sales. This is it. We'll show you the first time we got this guy in. And
You have my permission. Get out of...
Well, 20% so that was either 2020. Out to inquiry and can ask for sales. Get some inventory level information. Date sales that we saw on the main screen ionized board, but you can also see what we've sold year to date, and that's calendar year. So from January 1, 2025 till yesterday. April 22nd, we've sold 30,319 units. And then prior years for all of 2024, you can see how much. And then again, the last time. One thing to remember about if you are in the screen, inventory does update every 15 minutes or so as we sell product or product invoiced out of our warehouse. But the sales information is updated overnight. So although inventory, if you look at this maybe in 2 hours, as we ship anything out, this may have gone down. The sales themselves will not update.
Can you share, I'm back by the way, everything's fine. Can you share that sales screen that you just
Other ones too, let's see, the EU. Or if you want to talk through this one.
Sure. Excuse me, I was not prepared for that. Almost did my here's the PO number, the vendor numbers, just set the order we were originally expected, and then the revised date.
What? Temerity sent word. She
Some of the items
said you were responsible for all this.
We were transition, but generally it'll be each item just one vendor.
Thank you for sharing.
We need to talk. You let a mad archmage unleash death with a spell. I need to know why.
We have a weekly file that goes over to each one of our backers, and then we go through.
Is that our answer now? Do we extract that price from every settlement in the Living Lands?
What is the alternative? That we allow the Dream Scourge to spread unchecked?
I don't know. Maybe.
Fui tu meio. That choice shouldn't be in anyone's hands.
Then why did we leave it to that archmage?
Greenroom knows more about the Dream Scourge than we do, and we know more than most others do.
And how did you get here?
She found a great solution, but it came with a great cost. What more could we expect?
Do you hear yourself? You both saw what kind of person she is. The twisted little world she built for herself. If ending the Dream Scourge means handing our fate to someone like her, then perhaps it's not worth the cost.
Are there other screens or anyone else from the inventory team that you use?
Kai, let's be honest. None of us are walking away from this with a clean conscience. But unless someone makes the tough decisions, the Dream Scourge will kill us all. Or worse. That means living with our nightmares. Embracing them if we must.
Right. Getting killed by monsters is one thing, but turning into one.
We stand here bickering while the solution is just over the horizon. Nothing matters but the garden. Shatterscarp, even Emerald Stair. They're distractions by comparison.
The current open customer order. I'll use this one, especially with my C2 products. I'll drive.
If we run into Ludwig out there.
It's gonna be ugly.
there's some allocation.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn, like a rat. And I plan on hunting her like a rat.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but...
You know her better than any of us. That's the spirit. Now we...
Oh, God's terriers. I wouldn't wish them on my worst... got it.
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
Nice one too.
Right, and the steel garrote is famously level-headed.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power. And that might just be enough to find the garden before...
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely... Still, I am determined...
Oh, now you're listening to me. You won't find a blessed a thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a page-raku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarb jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a blessed oracle to know this won't go how you think it will.
But I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that's what that is.
That is pretty helpful.
Here too.
And all your clues come from one source. You've been following a voice in your head. What do you know about Sapadal? How do you know you can trust them?
So hopefully we'll go out of I so the eye screen she's showing you is number 1. You've been looking at INI number 4. If you go to INI number 1, go into 1. This is the eye screen. You don't have to go through 4 to get to this. You can go directly to this from the menu. You don't have to go back and forth between the two. Now, when you back up here, it's going to go out to the menu. It's not going to go back to that 4 screen. But if you just wanted something in here, you don't have to go through that 4 screen to get it. That makes sense? I think so. 991.
I hate to be the voice of reason. We are talking about a god. There are limits to what we can even comprehend.
I have a powerful connection to my blessed flute, but I'm not about to take orders from it.
What's on your mind, Marius? What bothers you so?
Because I can scream until I'm blue in the face, and you people would still rather trust the Envoy's pet headache demon. And now you want to drag us through the deadliest region in the world because a sleeping god said so.
See some notes that the
You're not listening to what I am telling you. I'm done here. Do whatever blessed planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
One thing I wanted
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
Right? Yep. So this happens just to have that one note. Sometimes you'll see replacement item for XYZ or other notes that they're using in the 3 different memo fields that are available. We used to going through transition. This is important, and they'll get questions. This item conditioning, etc. And that is something that you should be able to hear in this screen.
Be gentle with him.
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each
setting
other.
up the new item that is one of the instructions for database to sort of create that link to the other item
Quick question. Because I'm just like stuff that I can.
I'm 95% certain yes. I'm gonna. Looking at item 302522.
I think that's the other item we looked at. I think it might have 2 notes if you want to try it as well. Mr. Walters, would you like to pass the town?
No,
There's that one item. As you guys see my screen, I just pulled in CRM link to items, so there's that note there. Yes.
Cool.
So.
Another one lands 302658 in CRM. Let's see if it shows the 2 notes on 0258. Yeah, see that one has 2 notes. Yep. So that's getting those notes. Yep.
Okay, so that's all CRM there too. The notes and the links.
Is it possible? You guys, the demand for me to just want us to have that. I know Tori's trying to get it, but that's doesn't matter to me. I mean, access. You don't think?
Sounds like pricing and all that could manage through what you have access to. So I don't have an issue.
Envoy, we need to discuss what you did. I just hope those ruins are priceless, and I truly look forward to exploring them again in the future, but I don't know that I'll ever truly accept what we did. What I did. Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though.
Okay. We have about 10 minutes left, and although this used to be my favorite screen,
At least they will be free of the dream scourge. I just wish we'd had a better way of achieving that. Things have been
11.
unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Akidans in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers.
Would go into class and review key elements. You know, comparing our artwork to how we had set the item up in the system. They were going to like 3 different screens in fact. So we created a one place for them to go in and get all the information that they would need in order to prove the artwork. So I'm going to pull in the item that we were looking at earlier, the atorvastatin. And Kelly, why don't you walk through this one?
I think I was going to say what's really nice all different types of information. You can put in to look up the item number, the UPC, or the NDC. You're searching for it, so that's really nice. You can look it up on the screen using that. This has that same character description and the brand description. We've got our UPC and our SIN there. Then the status code. When items are the label type.
True. Though switching it up might be more confusing to those not in the know. I'll figure that conundrum out before my research gets published. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier?
replacement field for us, this is where we would see that previous. So that's super cool. Another, or even,
Fascinating.
we've got our strength. Okay.
I'm glad you got... Well, I have to start, but do return if you think of any other juicy details.
N meaning it is
Not a
I've been trying... We met Ringcrim, and she even offered to...
That means that one is an RX.
You have to know the rules before you break them, Envoy. And it doesn't feel real. Oh, if I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fior. And what about my study of the Godless?
Like if it's a conversion from ounces and milliliters.
Oh, you even learned their proper name. I can't believe you. I'm not a kid anymore. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Explore. I don't want to give that up. But it's big. It won't... Oh.
And external pack, the manufacturer, and it says manufacturer, but in
Oh, darling. Don't you know that I'll do what I want, no matter what anyone thinks? I just wished... Now, come on. I know. I've learned magic through my own means. Reading and studying. How much more could I learn with her?
Yasli, you could do all that.
Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act on it, but I really appreciate the advice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me.
Can we talk a moment? How much do you really...
The country, which is the country of origin.
Among other... Adra is a physical manifestation of a metaphysical phenomenon. A mineral that takes our souls from death to rebirth. We severed the Adra and Naku Kubel to slow down the Dream Scourge. But at what cost? Still, I wish we had better options. The souls of the dead who go looking for a passage to the beyond will have nowhere to go. They'll be lost in darkness. Some will find their way to an Adra far from Shatterscarp. But others could wander this land for centuries.
Is another way for us to verify, especially on the side.
A watcher, maybe. Try as we might to help others, we won't always succeed. I just wish the world and its problems would leave us alone. As do I. We both deserve... While I have your ear... Something about Inquisitor Lu. She seemed eager to distinguish your Adiran loyalty from your nature as a godlike. As though the two are... She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual?
We've got information about active ingredients, inner pack NDC if there is one, if the inner pack is coded, and then if there's a
Truthfully, I don't know. I've got this idea, but it's stuck and won't come loose. It's just... When you rejected Ludwig's offer, she wasn't surprised. As though she saw it coming. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she trusts you. Maybe she never has. Anyway, that just had me thinking. Could be nothing, or could be something. Time will tell. Get some rest. You deserve a nap. For that matter, so do I.
Imprint is the actual imprint on the patch. Color of the patch.
What's on your mind?
The item class for this one.
I've heard the Wardens are very set in their ways. For better or worse. Usually the worse. Vidaro tried to form a trade agreement with the Council. copper and glass in exchange for grain. But it went nowhere.
What does it mean, the V here for alcohol free?
That means
They weren't interested in outside help.
that
The
that
wardens
V
value
would be
self-reliance,
that
maybe because they have an inflated sense of their own
I think the
importance.
V is for verified.
No offense,
We've
Marius.
verified that this is
No, you pretty much got it right.
They have a righteous duty to protect these lands, and believe that it can and should be done without the help of outsiders. It's a bit like shooting yourself in the foot because you don't trust anyone else to wield the gun.
I'm gonna pull up an LUD.
Go on then. The better question is, can I still be an animancer? By burning Fior Messiverno, the Steel Garrote declared that animancy is not... And then there's the Dream Scourge.
Is there a
I
code
don't know
list
where that leaves me.
available?
The work my parents started,
Nikita, is the
we don't even know
question
if the
in
living
regard
lands
to
can be tamed.
status codes or the ROT that Kelly was just referencing?
She thought a lot of
Or maybe
things.
both.
Not all of them were true. All I know for certain is that I've been going about this the wrong way. I should be an animancer for the right reason.
Okay,
With the
I will
Dream
add that to my
Scourge,
list of
I have...
that we'll make available to the team. Thank you. Yep.
Lynn said this is
At least,
another
thank you for believing in
but
me.
it's liquid unit dose.
You too.
One.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, I'm tired of your blessed day at it. Well, you know what? So am I. How should I know? I don't... Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to... I sweat. My ears ring. I can't breathe. When it seems like we're really heading there, I feel like...
The thing about these is that there
I
is only
understand not wanting to go back, but why can't I... I need some time alone, Envoy.
kind of an interesting thing for programming purposes. So, we kind of use everything that these do not. They are
Envoy, what do you need?
So, and their quantity is 1. So these are kind of unique that way.
If I must. What do you... Thanks for talking.
Sell by the case. So typically you their NPC because we're only going to sell them by the case, not by NPC.
And the reason why I keep going to a bunch of other LUD items is because right here we should have the NPC that's on the cup, and it's not there. So we're going to follow up with sourcing, make sure that they go into the item setup for this item, and add in the inner pack NPC. As Kelly noted, those cups have a unique, the middle 4 are the same for the product, but the last 2 digits reflect that it's a cup, so that when we have multiple pack outs, say 3 trays versus 5 trays versus 10 trays, which we do on items like the potassium chloride or the sulfate, the vendor, like PAI, use the same cup in the packaging of the product. Same product, just the pack out is different. Unfortunately, we don't have that included here right now.
This is a good one though, Lynn, because it shows the form another description, the scent and flavor, so the flavor is orange and the color is orange. And then this one's got an ANDA status. Some more details are there available. We try to add here. Again, it's non-drug drug.
I didn't realize that ANDA status was captured on the screen, so that's very helpful. Thank you. Well, I think we're at time. This was fun. Learn something, and we can maybe take it back and see if others on the sales side can
and get access to class with the appropriate controls. That would be great, and we'll kind of push that to Courtney, you, Mike, whoever else is interested.
Does this amuse you, seeing your kin caged like beasts?
No true kin would desert solace. All we have are our oaths.
I've seen punishment for deserting.
The damn oaths again. You might as well be the one in chains. Our founder, Nandru, didn't intend for his people to starve. I'd bet you my kidneys he didn't build Solace Keep so we can die of starvation in it. No, he would have wanted us to live.
Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm getting too hungry to even think.
That's not for you to decide. Mahala's going to make an example of them before more make a run on the gate.
You're an obedient little soldier, but you're not a smart one. You just...
Quiet. We'd appreciate it if you'd leave.
Yeah, don't need a blessed outsider pretending they know it.
Can't imagine why you even set foot here. These are
Meaning mind your tongue and your judgment while you're here, outside. Strange that you think we'd care about your opinion. Saka, get out.
And you assholes need to...
There's no food. We barely have decent meals ourselves. Why waste?
Saka, don't tell the outsider that. He's bad.
Fine, anything. Follow the main road north and then east. You'll find some dirt paths to... Now mind.
What's the target? Come and get me!
That was a close one.
I can bring back someone to help you. Please, if you just...
You'll not leave, Traveler, what business have you here?
Careful how you talk to this one.
Well? You and I are talking. Because now, you and I must talk. Because I need someone to listen.
A creature wounded. It howls and beats its chest against its fate, and still Kith hear cries of a monster. We understand.
Will you listen? I am ill. Not if I can get a cure. You will? Galeen said the caravan carried a book. Bring me the cure. When you do, I spent much of my strength already. I must rest. Thank you, traveler.
Please hurry. It'd be somewhere among the carts. Yes, somewhere among the carts, if it's still there at all.
I don't see any survivors.
Came on, yes.
Under my protection! You're bleeding!
He's outside!
Come on! Come on! Dodge this!
Another win. But who's counting? You take lead. Another down. Next one's mine.
Those tracks, they're not headed towards the keep.
Who's next? Anyone?
Envoy, over. As I live and breathe, the faithless envoy. Ludwig finds your loyalty a touch diminished. If you're looking for the Inquisitor, she's hunting a lead to the garden through its twisted silver roots. The tower calls, and it turns, and it calls, but for the roots we go, if not for the roots. The roots say your name, Envoy. They say you told them to do it. I feel I can't think straight. Body's full of roots, pulling me. You did this, didn't you? The roots try to choke the steel garrote, and we will strangle them in return. Cut them, bleed them.
That's gotta be the Dream Scourge. Be careful.
No talk for traitor die.
What was that?
This one's mine.
Stop right there. You're gonna regret this!
Watch the left. Perk up, Envoy.
Can't take much more of this!
They won't get past